Some dude was harassing an old dude about a map to find some treasure. And the old dude warned me that he's actually trying to keep these bums not to, protect himself so much, but to protect them from themselves. As apparently long ago, this man lost his leg and all his friends to venture into these ruins. Now, I'm actually going back over a lot of the story stuff of, past things that I actually missed. You think that you clear all the story in the Souls type mode, and you just keep finding more. I've rather enjoyed it, actually. So yeah, this is a case from some time ago. Obviously, this guy's not going to pose as much of a threat to me as if earlier in the game. So yeah. Although you can get surprised sometimes. Sometimes they either pull a lucky bit, knock you off of a cliff, or just brain you something that you weren't expecting. I don't think that's going to happen here, though. But anyways, he's got the map, my character, which is Chronos Lait from Golden Axe 3. My rendition of him after getting the Golden Axe. And the concept is that the Golden Axe was flung through time, pretty much summoned to challenge by Soul Edge. And that would explain why Chronos Lait, who grabbed the Golden Axe, getting it from, not Death Adder, but I think it was someone else in Golden Axe 3. But they succeeded Death Adder, and I think even kind of posed as Death Adder. And Chaos Lait, he was cursed to be a Catman. Thought the Golden Axe was going to fix that. And it may have, but he carried it looking like a cat the whole time in the actual Golden Axe 3 ending. So I kind of have him in this game as still kind of changed, but not as fully changed. Mostly because that's what the Soul Calibur character editor will allow that looks good. So he's got a mask and hood on to cover the fact that he probably looks. They'll realize that fur jacket and fur pants are not being part of his body. But from a distance, when you have a hood and mask on and whatnot, people generally won't be able to tell too much of the difference unless you move like a cat person. So, that's the big plot and story I did for the created character here. But anyways, let's go into these ruins. Granted, they're probably not going to really seem like ruins. Feel free to read this stuff, and if I go too fast, well, guess what? It's YouTube. You can pause it and go back. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to read it. I'm going to probably do a bad job of it, too, because I got, gunk in my right eye, and it's 2:26 in the a.m. Let's see. The map the old man had entrusted to me pointed to the forest, deep inside of which were the cursed ruins where a treasure hid. By the time I arrived at the forest's edge, though, the day had already grown dark. So yeah, a lot of walking. As soon as I entered the forest, I felt like I was being watched. The feeling only grew as I followed the map toward the ruins. Suddenly, my watchers revealed themselves. I held my lantern up, and countless skeletons came into view, shuffling their way towards me through the trees. Some of them looked ancient, while others seemed quite fresh. Ooh, that's stinky. I sensed a familiar evil emanating from the shambling corpses. This must be the curse that the old man had mentioned. With every moment that passed, more skeletons gathered around me. I needed to destroy them before I was completely surrounded. Because that's my answer to everything. Beat it with a hammer. I would say the golden axe, which I did a created version that he has the golden axe, the created character, and I'll share that online. I think I already have a couple times. Maybe it'll invade someone's game, so they'll literally have a golden axe character beating him with a hammer or an axe. The golden axe, in fact. Oh, hi there. Ah, wow, yeah, you definitely got hurt, like a lot. You know what? Fuck you. You want to not let me grab you? Then fine, you get swatted. I should probably watch saying that. It'll probably get picked up by a YouTube bot and be like, he said swatted. He's gonna try and do a shit. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at you. Okay. Ow, Jesus. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So it doesn't get freaky. I'm for through. But yeah, they're not super duper hard so far. Especially when it goes like that. You win. We give up. We're gonna go back to being dead. Hit him with a huge hammer. How long I fought, I couldn't say. When the last skeleton fell, the sky was already glowing with the light of dawn. Is it something mystical? No, I just fought till morning, apparently. I blinked, realizing the ruins I sought were right before me. Exhausted, I dragged myself forward, following a flight of stairs downward into the earth. The stairs led down into a vast chamber. I cast my light around the room, revealing a terrifying mural covering the entirety of one massive wall. I think I know these ruins. They're probably talking about the ruins in Soul Calibur 1 and maybe a couple others, where you fight on this big old like structure in the middle, but in the distance is like Egyptian walls that depict Soul Edge in its Soul Edgy form. And the eye. An eye is a thing. Alright. The mural showed a figure standing proudly atop a mountain of corpses, holding a massive axe with a single eye embedded in it. Yeah, that's Soul Edge, probably in an axe form. Countless bizarre symbols were carved everywhere, each of them emanating the same dark energy the skeletons above had. An altar boomed in the center. Oh, I'm sorry, it loomed. Yeah, it loomed. An altar loomed in the center of the chamber, surrounded by ancient vases or vases, depending on what you think. I tried lifting one and found it to be extremely heavy. I broke open the vase's seal to find it stuffed to the brim with jewels and gold. Well done. So many who had come seeking this vast fortune and paid for it with their lives. The old man had made it out alive, but he was forever changed. I began to feel the malevolent weight of his place pressed upon me. Oh, this place again. Thinking of the army of the dead and this disturbing rumor, I now know why the old man had said he just wanted to forget it all. Yeah, so going into a place where there's lots of treasure, and I assume I took treasure with me, why am I only getting like 300 gold or 360? Like I said, my eyes are kind of messed up right now. I mean, I understand low experience because it's obviously an earlier on mission. But come on, guys, 360 gold after I went in and got treasure? That sucks. However, I guess we got this thing. Impervious, whatever that thing. Helidor, I guess. That was the treasure. Whoopity-doo! Well, it wasn't a super long adventure, but I kind of like the atmosphere and the fact that a lot of it does kind of trace back to the now lengthy story that is the Soul Calibur universe that actually began with Soul Edge. Soul Edge was great for its time. It had a map thing like this in Soul Blade, the home version equivalent, for various missions and conditions, which is what's going on here in this mode. And I really dig stuff like this. I wish more fighting games would really put you into the depth of their lore through the concept of traveling around and going through these ventures and modifiers. One thing, however, I really wish Soul Calibur would do, with all these cool conditions and modifiers to matches that would change the game, that would be really cool if people could make, like, kind of like Smash Brothers has, these rule sets and tie it to their bit. Maybe even make a little box where they can put text in to explain like a mission. And then people can make their custom missions and have people fight with those conditions, and I think it would be neat. It adds a lot more when you can do stuff like that. I mean, one of the cool things about like Mortal Kombat 11, even though it's not quite as good as 10, is that it sucks when you miss something in a tower, but the fact that these towers kind of come up and have these different conditions and modifiers. I don't play MK11, but I always thought stuff like that was kind of cool. I still believe Soul Calibur does it better, but you know, it's an example. Anyways, I think I'm done exploring this bit, and maybe I'll stream for a little bit longer. I'm actually doing a stream, but I'm just going to do it as recording. No, I don't want to exit this. But I guess it is. Actually, I'm going to continue exploring just to see what's over here. What are you? Oh, it's just an unwelcome guest thing. You beat up a guy and that's the end of it. I don't need to do that right now. It's not worth the big super duper monies. Although I might wind up having to do it if there's not a thing open. Alright, let's end this expedition because I came down here from that little spot up north. Just right there. And I can hit square, and then I can see what's all about here. If there is anything. Looks like it might be somewhere. Oh, what do we got going on here? Something's going on in Athens. Oh. Yeah, there'd be a rift. And I love the fact that when you beat a lot of this story type chunk thing, is, I think I said it before, but I'll say it again anyway. It's really neat that you can finish chunks of story, and then you realize there's more. Like, I don't want to give spoilers, but you'll go after something you've been chasing for quite a while, and it'll end. And turns out there's a loose end with your other friend. So then you go back and finish that off, so you figure maybe it's done there, because you helped him out in a real significant bit of the story. But then it turns out he starts meeting you along the way as you chase down these rifts. And they make these rifts so you can get massive amounts of XP at once to like kind of push things forward. And a good chunk of money so you can unlock things in the game. And rifts give way good XP and way good money. But the other good thing about them, you see that there? This Ruby Penny? Obviously they didn't make it. It's a character I actually saw in the traded characters thing that people put online that you can download and play with, but they also show up coming out of these rifts. I think that's really neat. You can fight thus people's creations and see different stuff that people are doing. So it's rewarding in all sorts of ways to go find rifts. For a while they can be hard, but especially when they're not custom character rifts, like they're just other story rifts that big bad things come out of. But yeah. Alright. They'll say the same thing usually. The organization gave you a thing to go find a rift via messenger. Okay, and then they give you your conditions. Your opponent's attacks have a high chance of being critical hits, and their critical hits do more damage. Defeat them. So that's the thing that is the bonus thing there. And it's one of those stages where they're going to say, hey, stage outs have been disabled. Which bugs me. I actually kind of like the fact that you have to worry about ring outs and stuff. You can play them to your advantage. Sucks when you lose, but hey. But yeah, I wish there was at least a little wall. I think there's a wall somewhere. Because you hit someone against a wall, they wall splat. And then they sink down to their knees, basically, before they lay down. And when they're on their knees, you can do a crouch grab. So it can make for a really funny off-the-wall combo that's just kind of fun to watch. Whee! Smack! Guess what? Take your coat off. Stay a while. Do a second one to get out of there. Ow, 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 ow! Jeez. I love that one. I like the one from the last Soul Calibur better. That one looks kind of better. Ow, sure. Oh, and then I used my thing up. Ow! See? They can kick your ass, you never know. They might pull some shit. Oh, that's not good. I thought she was going to go forward into it. Oh, this is really bad. Wow. I'm going to embarrass myself in this room right here. I got too much wind up. So I'm going to have to go try and do it again, because I didn't take it seriously enough, I guess. Thankfully, when you're actually at a destination, you can just retry it. Because, if you're traveling and you lose, you're screwed. Yeah, that's the end of your travel. And I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I'm a super good player. I'm an okay player. I'm not great. I'm sure most people online would just destroy me. Ow. Oh, darn it. Haha, I blew off hits on that one. Guess what? I kind of wish that one would, like, explode clothing on contact, too. It really ought to, but it doesn't. But you do that pickup and hit move, this, on final hit, and it's a closed destroyer of some sort. Astaroth doesn't have many lower body closed destroyers, but if you finish with, like, with this, after you've destroyed top and middle of their clothing outfit, off comes the lower bits too. Enjoy your rubble hole without your skirt or anything. But don't worry, folks, she was a doll creature. She has no autonomy. Or anatomy, I should say. She is autonomous from thing. I guess she doesn't have autonomy anymore either, because I own that bitch. Anyways, as I stretched my hand, oh yeah, it'll say the same thing. Basically, stretch your hands into a big old void rift thing that these things come out of, and you would take their energy. Early on, you actually needed them in a way that I don't want to destroy the story for you, though. I don't need them so much as I just like to chase the energy. Really, I don't need that either. I maxed out my XP to 99. They're just good good money for me at this point for unlocking things in Soul Calibur. I don't know if I should start doing the red fire, which is like kind of Soul Edge, but I reach all towards Soul Calibur usually. I'm an all good blue boy, but actually Soul Calibur and Soul Edge have their, not so good sides. Seeing the Astral Fisher damage, and that's how that goes. Oh, you're probably saying, oh, I can barely hear. Oh, turn it up. You'll hear me eventually. I'm not a super duper pro streamer. I hit the X button and it didn't go once. Good for you. Okay, that's gone. Let me do explore the area thing just to see what this is. Now it's a shattered silence, so it's like that's reoccurring random loop missions when nothing important's going on. Same as unwelcome guests. The duel, I think, is also one, but I'm not 100% sure. Unwelcome guests. Shattered silence. I think I might have finally wrapped up a good chunk of the story. But then again, there's the duel, and I don't know if that's what it is. Some of the interesting coincidences that I'm using a Golden Axe character, and the duel was a subtitle to a fighting game that was featuring Golden Axe characters. So we're literally about to have the Golden Axe, the duel moment if I go out there. I think I might, because I don't see much else around. Oh, there's a rift. I'll go after that. I guess. But yeah, you have a moment where there's no rift. Probably gonna go after the duel, because I really don't remember much about it. Alright, should look up here. Something up here again? No, there's not. Traveling around Africa, painful by the way. Kind of feels like real life in that respect. But yeah, you'll get jumped by bandits, winged creatures. Assassins literally sent out for you. One time Tacky came out there after me and whooped my ass. That was when I was lower level. I was like, wait a minute, she's on my level. They can get hyper aggressive in this sometimes. Not like what we were saying before, but like sometimes they do. They will fight you really aggressively, and it's really bad when you travel because you can't just retry them if you lose. I don't know what to do, guys. Right, I'm just gonna go to this rift over here. So get out of this. Because if we get not that. Because if we get out of this and you travel main routes, it doesn't cost you anything. And usually these rifts are like right on these main things, so yeah. Okay. So yeah. I guess that's someone else's custom character. Now I might have a problem here a little bit. I might have to do this more than once because he's level 70. They're going to make him kind of trippy, I think. Only soul charged attacks are effective to defeat your opponent. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain in the ass. Now granted, I'm a level 99, he's 70, but you can't just look down on stuff like level 70. In this mode, level 70 means he's probably got some gusto, I guess we'll say. As you can see, he hits for 700 damage. what he's really fighting with. It's a big old question mark. So yeah. I think in one case I thought I was going to Rift to fight another creative character, and it turned out to be a planned story mission. Like even this late in the game, I was quite surprised, even though that there's a lot of things that, yeah, you're definitely a creative character. I forget already what I was supposed to even do. How you did? Is it soul charged? Ow. Pretty sure these are disabled, but, you know. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. And he hits hard. There's one around. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh, okay. Ow. Just need to deflect you a bit. Oh no. Oh no. I did that wrong. I have no idea what I was doing. It's not what I planned. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I didn't want to spend the meter this round because I was already kind of thin on life. It wasn't going well, but I probably could have finished him, but yeah. This is just more the real time here. Oh, Jesus. That went terrible. Ow. Dipshit. Mother... Yeah, I don't know if we can get this one. It's not going well at all. Smack didn't hit. That sucks. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It can get kind of rough here and there. But you can rematch them as long as you're at your destination. So yeah, I should have used the bar in the second round. Oh, great. And they're going to be like this. I really don't like all those sometimes. Ow. Broke my shit by fucking drop kicking. Eat the face. Got with crouch. Ow. Oh, I didn't do the follow-up. Why? I did it. Say goodnight. Go. But yeah, if the grab follow-up that I actually did on my controller in my hands would have finished it faster. Stretch hands into the thing and the fish are blah, blah, blah. This is the same exactly every single time unless something dramatically different happens, which it just about never does. Now I probably should be picking this to fill up the other side of the scales, but I don't know if there's a benefit to that other than the weapon usage that, there's blue and red aura weapons. So for now I just keep hitting this. I might look it up online. The answers be on the internet. Luke used the internet, yada yada. I don't know. I just lean towards the Soul Calibur. Something probably happens if I filled up both meters. I'll look it up online instead though. Because, like when you max out your abilities with a weapon, granted I have only maxed out one, which is the hammer so far, because that's what I've been like trying to practice get better with. Plus axe, and the characters I've been liking use the axe, so that's a thing. Eventually I'd like to get better with Cervantes and Taki. I actually did a little practice bit with Cervantes, and he's got an interesting game bit where if he uses his gun like I think more than 6 times, he gets the ability to make one a critical blow, but he can hold it over too by holding the button, I think, if I remember right, on whatever moves use that gun to keep it from executing if he feels like holding it over for a better moment. So that's a very interesting gameplay mechanic, and all these characters, instead of having just your average Joe counter thing, which counter blows are still kind of a thing, and you have your critical edge counter move where you get into that mini game, but no longer does it work if you hit a block. If they block it, it's blocked off. But there'll be like particular conditions, like if he whiffs a quick hit or whiffs a heavy hit, certain moves will hit that in a special way. There's an execution for one special counter with the Astaroth style like I'm doing, but it only works if you ring them out the ring before, which I'm still not entirely sure what it does. All that's super better. I guess it's a critical hit with body splash, but only if you do the ring out. So you get cool little things like that, and it does make the characters more intricate to have to learn in some ways, but it's an interesting depth that a lot of people don't realize Soul Calibur has. But at the same time, I feel that the weapon and the tools that come with like the moves and whatnot, it's not so daunting as Tekken can be, I think. I feel like it's more graspable sometimes. Like you can play and feel it out and be effective by just playing a chunk. And all the lessons of how to do stuff are right in the practice mode too. Like, it's not up front, but it actually does teach you quite a bit. But yeah, I feel it's a lot more approachable than Tekken in some ways. But Tekken's the big popular boy. But Namco gets 2 fighting games up on Evo this year. I think both Tekken and Soul Calibur are main stage. And Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is, so Capcom's going to make an announcement, pulling a stunt, being able to get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back up on main stage. As far as I'm concerned, it's the last great Marvel vs. Capcom game. I mean, one way or another, you're not going to make a perfectly balanced fighting game. So, in that respect, if you're not going to make a perfectly balanced fighting game, make it a good 3-person team. 2-person team stuff was kind of cool back in its day, but I think the 3-team format is right where it's at, where it should be. And give us a shitload of characters, and not charge the living hell out of us to get them. I mean, if you want to do like $2 a character, I mean, I guess that's a little too low. I guess that would be on sale. But $4 or $5 for a character is not too bad, depending how you're releasing. But yeah, when it gets to the point where even with like a lot of other stuff, it kind of gets daunting. I think Street Fighter V scared a lot of people off of that. But yeah, I think you can still earn things in game too. Me, I wound up getting the whole, upcoming DLC thing and rebought Street Fighter V digitally this time, and I've yet to play it. But at least I'll have all the cool outfits and stuff, and it does look like Street Fighter warmed up a little bit. Will I still, be a challenger to play it online to be the very best that anyone ever was? No. First of all, I'm past my prime on stuff like that. Second of all, yeah. Street Fighter V is not the one to be super duper great at. It's not as good as past, it had a horrible launch. It's better now, but it had a horrible launch. And oh no, you're lying to us. The online's not better. It's just not. I mean, who am I to say that? Because I'm not touching that. You know what? I know people I can trust their word when playing the game who do know the game. And yeah, it's kind of me. And then they put in rollback, and rollback can be a great thing, but Capcom doesn't know how to do it right. Apparently, or at least the division working on Street Fighter V doesn't know how to implement it right, or they intentionally implemented it wrong to dirty rollback's good name. So yeah. Right, let's get more interesting here. Probably lost whoever was going to be watching at this point anyway, unless it's rolling in the background. Right, there's a rift that went over yonder. Let's go after that. Let me pick it up. Interesting stuff going on in Athens again. Oh, come on, so. Oh gosh. I saw this earlier in the fighter collection things too. Okay, your opponent is permanently soul charged. Defeat them. Wonderful. Yeah, this might take one at once. There's something else I was considering playing tonight. I don't know what it is. Can't remember. Oh, I fucked that up. Oh, that's weird. You know what, buddy? And yes, I often keep doing that same one. Ow! Oh, jeez, come on now. Hey, wait, what? My counter, though. Okay, buddy. Oh, come on, I did the second one. Get away. Now, if I knew he was going to bounce off the wall like that, I could have gone and crouch grab and did something with it. Like this. Beautiful. Crunch. Ow. Ooh, let's get off the block that. Oh, jeez. It's wide open for that. Ow, 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 ow. I like how the stages have a rift in the background if someone came out of one. Crunch. Wall. Or, I guess not the wall, but your shirt. Go back to J.C. Penney. Oh, stretch my hands, yada yada yada. Grab my shit. Cool as usual, even though I should probably be doing the other one. Because Smash is for good boys and girls. I know, this ain't Smash. Gonna be up on main stage with Smash, though. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Soul Cal, Tekken, that other new fighting game that I think is going to disappear after EVO, Grand Blue something or other, another Arc Systems fighter. We're interested in Guilty Gear, even though a lot of people think it's going to suck. I do, however, think that if they don't put that proper netcode in with Guilty Gear, it kind of might be about it for Guilty Gear for a while. It looks fantastic, don't get me wrong. I love Guilty Gear's concept and design, but they just don't handle the netcode well at all, and it doesn't carry that huge audience to attempt to be different, lose a chunk, not gain a new chunk, and play like shit with that new chunk without good netcode. Yeah, that's recipe for not good for Arc Systems. But, you know, Arc Systems got other stuff. Unfortunately, just about all of its fighters, and if they don't get on netcode eventually, they're going to wind up in a bad place. And a lot of fighters are going to run into a situation of being in a bad place if they don't get on that whole netcode thing. Bounty for Scoundrels, I think these are all just basic ass repeats. I guess they threw them out because I don't think we got a rift this time around. I'll try the duel, but if I remember right, the duel was not really what I thought it was, but I could be wrong. It could be a story bit. Go for it. I think if I'm going to go for it, I'm going to get closer. Super strength, yeah, that is. I probably am hitting these like multiple times. My memory shot. Yeah, there ain't nothing there I want. Nothing special. No shadow heads above any of them. No hidden away story bit there. Except for potentially the one. I think I'm going to go for it. Watch it charge me for going through mountains. Hello, person watching my stream. So yeah, let's see, explore surrounding area. Look at that, it's going to charge me for desert and whatever the F that says down there. Can't even read it. My eyes are so effed up. Oh, at least my one eye is. That's okay. Tien Shen. The fuck that means, I don't even know. But it's okay. Can I go this way without that? Oh god. I want 4,000 just to travel that. That's so obnoxious. So very obnoxious. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go around. And hopefully when I go around, it's going to charge me less. So I'm very much hoping so. Let's see if this does it. Explore surrounding area. Ha ha ha, look at that. Only 240 to get to it. Instead of going from here to here, which for some reason is expensive as all hell. So let's go. And someone came to kick my ass. Which may end the fight early because holy shit, he's level 80. These are some of the grimdark things that just come out of nowhere. Often when you're on the Africa continent, but we're not on the Africa continent, so kind of surprised this guy is here. Found myself confronted by a strange creature that was clearly not human. Without a word, it raised its weapon and marched toward me. It seemed conflict was unavoidable. You know, Captain Kirk, that shit. Let's see, there's at least just only one, so I might be okay, but I'm tired. I'm not the super greatest fighter in the world, and I just lost my only viewer, so you know. Well, at least someone stopped in at some point. I seem to be a lot more entertaining live than people actually around than I am online. Holy shit, this is a long load time. Come on. Oh gosh, look at you. Come here. Uh-oh. Punch. Whatever. And I'm okay. Sweet. So, yeah. Just like the samurai fights of old, they can be determined with who can swiftly do what, when, and where, and first. Sometimes they give you good weapons too. Matter of fact, after like level 30 or so, yeah, you're not going to be buying great weapons. If you're going to get a good weapon, it's usually off of one of these guys who just come to kick your ass at random. Great, now it shows up. Alright, now to get my shit kicked here. The duel. Meaning that I'm in a Golden Axe character. It's Golden Axe, the duel. Sort of. Really actually kind of interesting. Okay. How many? Just one? Okay, a wandering warrior challenged me to a duel. I could tell this was no ordinary fighter. I'm ready to myself for a difficult battle. Yeah, tell me about it. They're level 90. I think it's the highest I've ever seen out here yet. I think there might have been one that just attacked me on the fly that was level 90. That was... ouch. Okay, your opponent's soul gauge fills up more quickly. Defeat them. The more dangerous part is the fact is that they're just level 90 and probably frantic as all hell. And just like that, they're probably using something like tacky shit. But it's a question mark. We don't know. We have to figure out what it is when we get to it. Load times of Satan. Oh gosh. Hey, didn't I hit? This one I hit. Ow. Aha! Thought you were smart. Probably are, actually. Oh god, get me away from here. Oh. Oh, it missed. Come on. Thunk. Ow. Broke my shit. Ow, Jesus. And I just used a bar. You can't even tell half the time if you use a bar. It's so quick. Ow. Come on. Oh, my shirt flew off. Oh god, you're so cool. Ah. So yeah, Soul Calibur's like a musical event sometimes. People brought things that they shouldn't have. things can get dangerous. A lot of slam dancing. And some girl's going to lose her shirt. It's just how it goes. Hey, look, like I said, good money. And, ooh, got a good weapon if I was an Ivy user, which I'm not. Heroes Jade, don't care. Superb quality. You get all sorts of things that can help you in fights and augment the weapons, but I don't do a lot of them. Another good thing is if you don't use them, and a lot of times you don't need to, because you could just retry and huff it even if it's hard, which I often did. And then at some point your collection of food and stuff like that, you could sell all of it and unlock more stuff in the game here faster. So that was the duel. It was kind of one of those challenge things, so it was about what I expected. I'm going to say continue just because I'm curious what's over here. Search of Strength, which is kind of like that duel thing. Bounty for Scoundrels, you can imagine what that is. Bounty. 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 Sometimes there's stuff in the middle of the fucking water. Like that. Alright. Well, we chased after that dream and conquered it. I don't want to exit this. I probably actually will soon, though. I'll probably actually end the stream in just an hour. Try and break myself with the habit of streaming mindless bullshit for like 3, if not 8 hours. Time to end the expedition. I'll bring it back here. Hit square. Go along the main routes, because along the main routes is where my thing is. Which is this. Athohaya. Yeah. That's a weird name. Ayuthaya. Maybe I did get it right. Ayuthaya. Whatever. Anyways, we're traveling to it. To the Astral Fisher we go. Another creative character, this Queen Bee person. There's a big thing on their butt. I'm going to try and knock it off. I'm going to knock off their butt. Anyways. Both you and your opponent have increased attack power, but combos do less damage. Somehow I don't think that's going to hurt me as much. Ring-outs disabled as usual. This is kind of a fun place to do ring-outs. You can go over that wall in strange ways sometimes. What I like about this stage, though, is it has a raining effect, which makes people all shiny, and I like shiny. So I'm like a human magpie. I like shiny. Maybe it's my inner piney. Like some machines and chrome. Ow, the bottom of this laptop's really hot. I'm gonna put it up right here. Got a fan. Help if I pay attention. Damn you, Maxie. Oh, that's a weird voice you have, miss. Oh, okay. Look how shiny we are. She got a weird voice. When I saw the name Queen Bee earlier, when I was actually looking at this thing, oh jeez, I thought it was going to be like from Darkstalkers. Ow, ow, ow. Bonk. Oh, I didn't get to knock her butt off, but that was a good finish. She went up and I was doing a grab, so then it reclassed into an air grab and she caught face to the wall. Those walls do funny things sometimes. Alright, time to close the fisher. Reach my hands into the, what basically is a warp tear from Warhammer 40k. And I close it. I can close warp tears. If you really think about it, Soul Calibur's story bit, like this time around, is including like Soul Calibur lore mixed with almost like a Warhammer fantasy kind of bit with the Eye of Terror and the warp tears. And these other guys that, you know, are telling you where these tears are. like the Anvil or something organization. I keep forgetting the name of it. They're kind of like the Inquisition, and take care of that shit. Sort of attempt to. They develop some means, I think, to actually close them without you, but you're like still their most useful tool, even though you're not officially part of their thing. All right. I'm gonna hit this for shits and giggles to look around. Doesn't look like we're missing anything though. What's this bounty? So, yeah. So I can imagine how we get kind of bored watching this for too long. Let's see. Oh, no, I don't want to leave just yet. I see terrors, and I have needs to just go after them. So they're worth good money for unlocking goodies like music. And you know how you get annoyed sitting in the menus for like building a character, and it's the same song over and over again, and you change it to random and it's those same songs. Once you actually unlock a few songs from like the different Soul Calibur games, they start playing the other songs, and there's a lot better songs that are diverse across the time frame of Soul Calibur. I think there's some Soul Blade ones in there too. Some actually have guitar riffs, those are nice. And what's cool is you unlock those and you can assign them into different stages, and I need to do that because some of the music and some of the stages are just kind of meh, whatever. But there's some that are really good, and having them play when I'm fighting on those stages, that would be cool. Anyways, let's hurry up and get in there. I gotta work on my multitasking. Oh gosh. So I'm gonna fight Big Smoke from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And yes, I did see him earlier in looking up characters and whatnot as well, because I love seeing people's creations. So this guy's gonna have a number 7. It's in like I don't know where I was going with that. I should have said he's gonna get a number 10, size 10 boot in his ass. So let's see, what's the conditions here? Your opponent's health recovers over time because he just had a big fucking Happy Meal. Sure, let's go. That's actually a really good fit for this guy. His health recovers. Why? Because he had a number 7, 2 number 9s, I'll have a number 10, or whatever the shit he was saying. Gosh. This is what you gave him? The sword? Oh, there goes your shirt, Big Smoke. Damn, you ripped, Big. God, he's thick, but he's tough. Kind of like after watching Wooly make that rap song, kind of wonder if maybe Wooly's just like more butch than we ever thought. Thunk. Damn, Big Smoke. You've been keeping up your exercise. There goes your hat, though. He's not really putting up as much of a fight as I thought maybe he would. Oh, right, that's why, because he recovers. I'm sitting there like an asshole, and now he stabbed me. Now I'm going to blow up like a firecracker. There we go. Ow! Okay, you know what, bud? I don't even know what's enough to kill him at this rate. Because he healed so much. Oh, nope, he's done. And his pants are gone. Face down in the rubble with no pants. Big Smoke, why'd you turn on me? I reached my hands into the fissure and closed the portal to San Andreas. The stench of cheeseburgers flooded my mind. Reach for which sword? I'll have a number 9. The fissure vanished, and when I drew back my hands, I had a double cheeseburger, a shake, and large fries. They were good. I knew what I had to do. I needed a fast food franchise. Now. with the 10,000 gold I got. Like I said, they give big money. Often big XP that I don't need anymore. But then again, the style points I could use if I was using a different weapon. And I might do that. You know, if this puts more stories for me. Do this explore thing so I can see what's around. Come on. Pushing the analog stick. Do it. Do the thing. That's a duel. As you can see though, you can get some cool little crafty things out of doing some of these. Some are better than others. Craft things for your weapons and stuff like that. That's valuable. Like do 20 extra % damage because reasons. Very valuable. What's this? More bounty for scoundrels. Okay. I'm at that 1 hour point. Anything else open up? Doesn't look like it. Looks like this house is clean. So let's see. Actually, you know what? What's here? This will prove my point. You want to see what they have in weapons? Here. 25. That's about the best you're gonna get. As you can see, that's kind of useless for me. Unless there's weapons with augments in them that I want, in which case you could have just gone there on the items and probably found them in here. Or maybe not. Food, weapon enhancements, they got none. And other, whatever the fuck that is. So yeah. If you really want to go for stuff like that, right here, because this place has a smithy person that you are friends with, and leveling up her town lets her do greater things. Being that these 2 stocks are already filled, I guess there's nothing I can really do with them. I think 78 is my highest. I have things that hit harder than this, but with the little buff thing there and the fact that I get set bonus because my blue aura is high, it's maxed out in fact, I go with it. Even though it's a big fucking hammer that looks like it's gonna squeak the moment on impact. So yeah. There is this, which has 3 little holes, but you know, it's kind of, it doesn't do as much damage. I don't know if I really have anything that's super duper worth it. You know what, let's look. I have all these things. Like guard stamina plus 30, nullify, auto counters, which I'm not going to ever use. Auto grapple break, weird. Okay, that's kind of cool, 40%. Be ungrabbable. Health recovery when at 0. That seems kind of a dangerous approach. I hope even if you get hit super hard, it'll go up to 30%, which could be handy. But if you have to land it right on 0 health, that could be a problem. A little bit. Beloved Rainbow Agate. Guard gauge damage plus 25. Almost no one is ever going to need that. Step speed, run, what was that? Attack plus 4% on RE. I forget what that stands for right now, I'm getting tired. But yeah. Enemy equipment broken. Enemy defense is down 10% when their equipment's broken. I kind of like that stuff. I like the whole broken equipment gameplay with the whole defense and whatnot. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Honestly, I'd be looking more like these. Critical damage plus 30%. Yeah. I like it without conditions. 10% chip damage. That'd be good for someone who keeps hitting repeatedly. Counter damage. Combo damage, Bristle Edge follow-up damage, Soul Charge damage, yada yada. So yeah, you get the idea. But right now my weapon doesn't tolerate that. I can't do anything with it. See, you can not add any more bonuses. And they don't have a thing where you can take them out. Once they're there, the only way to get them out is really to break it into another weapon. Yeah, I kind of don't know how I feel about that. I'd rather not do that. I wish you could. I mean, I understand if they have to break a weapon for some certain things. And I thought originally the idea was, oh, okay, if you use a weapon and put it into another weapon, you might raise the level or the damage of the weapon, but no, you'll actually just get the abilities. And I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. All this stuff is just super duper low. So yeah, there's not much you can do with a lot of it. Like this, I should probably just sell off as for monies. I think you could sell, can't you? Because eventually this inventory is going to get very full. How do you sell things? I don't even really know. Maybe it's go to the shop. I did that. Items. Gosh, how do you sell shit? Can you? Figure you would. I don't know. Sort settings. I thought there was a way to sell them. Someone said it once. I have to admit, never tried. I just kind of collect shit. Alright, no rifts. So I would have to do one other random thing or training or something like that. What the fuck this is down here. So yeah. I think at that point I'm just gonna back at this here. And I can show you where we go. Back out of this. Should be in a museum. Oh right, I had to transfer my shit though. Crap. I know I don't have enough to buy the music right now. Let's see here. So I actually have to go back in there. This is another one of the weird things about this is you have to go back into this just to transfer money types from one type of money that you can buy items and weapons and yada yada. Which, granted, much of the time you're really not going to use it a lot, to be honest, at least not in most cases. And then you have to go to like an exchange place. It's here somewhere. It's not there, obviously. Obviously not here. I think it's here. Yeah, here we go. See, currency exchange. So I'm pretty sure what you want to do is change your gold into SP. You could do it the other way around, but I don't know why you'd want to. Maybe you spend too much. So, I can just do all of it like bam. But I think instead of doing that, because I might get frustrated if I can't move around somewhere and I fail. And they do, they start getting rough. Soul points gained. What is up there? 299,000. Let's do 290,000 even then. I think that'll be good enough. No, that's screw it. Let's do an even 280,000. A little bit more in the bank. Yoink. Okay. check it out. And chances are, if you're watching this, you already know about all this. It's not super duper secret by any means. They're just sitting in do right now. You know, I had plans to not, you know, stream useless crap. So yeah, you can get the music from all these. You play them and unlock them and stuff. Let's see, I think this is here. I think I got that. I got that. Wait, I don't got all of them though. Do I? Do I have them unlocked? I didn't think I did. But yeah, I remember that being played. Maybe I did. Heard that one a lot. Yeah. So still color too. I've heard a lot of music from Soul Calibur 2, and the reason for that is we had Soul Calibur 2 for the longest time. The arcade. Many a year. It's one of my favorite fighting games to come in. Soul Calibur 3, I never actually played 3, and the reason why is I heard how buggy and whatnot it was, but these days I actually heard that was really fun. It's just weird bugs and stuff's gonna happen. And there's these. I gotta go through all the music sometime and do that whole sort to the stage thing. Change play method. And what does that do? Oh yeah, it's ongoing and yeah. Okay. And obviously I have these. So yeah, I guess I do. Nunchucks. Okay. You buy combat lessons. Okay, that tells some stuff. I think we can actually access it in the training mode. There is a training mode, and there's actually stuff in the sub-menu that they don't point out, obviously, but it does. It teaches you a lot. They might have fixed that with the patch now, actually. You might be able to get kind of pushed into that the first time you go to practice or prompt. Because, yeah, very useful stuff. Okay, what's the library? Encyclopedia. I unlocked, a thing. I should read up on some of this stuff because apparently I missed some pretty key story points that were in Soul Calibur 3. I got a gist of it by now, but yeah. Portrait. Love it. I hit R1 and nothing happens. L1 and nothing happens. Oh, I have to go in there first. Kind of miss the things with like Soul Calibur 1, where they would just kind of beat on each other in the demo mode, and then the winner would get a little bit of a bio going on. Actually, that was Soul Calibur 2 I'm remembering it from. But in a lot of the Soul games, you get a thing where they stand there, and then you can maybe even listen to their voice and stuff like that. And some cool little bits. I'm so boring right now. I realize this. Gallery. Oh, here we go. I can unlock stuff from this. I think I unlocked 3 because it was the cheapest. I think it was so unfavored for a while that they just made it dirt cheap. Probably has the least amount of content, I don't know, but they got some cool art designs in 3. It was much more into the fantasy from what I understand, like pirate ships with giant skulls on them and stuff. And I dig that. I don't need to be historically accurate in my medieval games. I really don't. Well, that can get super boring. Alright, so how do I read how much these are? Okay, so that's 5,000.
This one's 3,000 something. Oh, I got the Soul Blade one already. Got 4. 4's a 34. This is a 3,700. I think I have enough for all of them right now. But yeah, let's do this. Champion of the Sega Dreamcast right here. Soul Calibur 1. It's fun to watch people's cheeks wiggle around. Ivy comes out and her cheeks bounce and wiggle all over the top, but hey. Her cheeks were a little slow to flop there. Oh, cheek rippling shake physics. Get her done for PlayStation 5, bro. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I can just unlock the lot. Let's do that. Reckless Abandon. Let's go. Because I got all the parts unlocked for building characters. I had way more than I needed for that, and that's when I came into here. So, what are all the cutscenes? Only one, the anniversary movie. Seriously? Okay. These are that's promotional. That brings a lot of memories back, the promotional bits. Pretty sure there was more than those, though. I've seen quite a bit of promotional stuff way back in the day for ye old Soul Blade. Memories, man. Memories. Saw the top part, yeah. That one, not so much. I don't think a couple characters did not make it. Gosh, look at the art style. You can tell that it's like more of a way back style. It's almost like a 90s. Like what you would see on an arcade cabinet, like up in the corner of the screen. This was the CG of the time. May not thrill a lot of people now. Why he has 2 swords, I have no idea. He's never done that. Nice too. I mean, there's some amazing art out there these days, especially on the internet and stuff, but this is just his own kind of throwback where it's a slight mix of anime detail mixed with what you would see on the arcade cabinets. Like of older games even. It's nice. Once again, the CG of its time. Ye old butt shot. Another ye old butt shot. This is the shot that a lot of people liked and was put in a lot of promotional bits. Can I zoom in on this? Like, at all? No? Ah, shit. So, I can't zoom up on that. Why do you have an art mode if you can't zoom up on that? If you look real close, you can see that her nipples are really profusely dented in that. And I'm totally okay with that. But yeah, that's probably why people like that one. They removed the nipple bumps in a lot of actual advertisements. Some crazy as well, though. He's got one shoe and one not shoe. Jeez. As you can see, Valdo stays blind by choice, I guess. That's why he dresses funny. Dresses in the dark, essentially. And, yeah. Sophatia. First Athan's Girl of Soul Edge, aka Soul Blade. Siegfried with his younger look. It feels like they tried hard to make him look very super knightly, but he had a hard time sticking out like that. Rock. You don't see a lot of Rock anymore. I see him sometimes in recent past games. Just to try and bring him back. But, if you want Rock, you might as well just take Astaroth's fighting style and dip it into a body, because I think that's essentially what they did the other time. Forget if he was different moveset or not. CG of its time. Whang! Hey, Doomed.
So, I didn't know you were recording.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just streaming and looking at old Soul Edge gallery that I unlocked just for the memories.
Yeah, of course, I'm more fun nights though.
I have no idea why y'all like that game, but to each their own.
It's got bored of all the in that.
Let's see, how old were you when Soul Edge came out? You must have been a young or not born.
Oh. I was down. I was really young when the first came out.
Well, before Soul Calibur, we had Soul Edge in the arcades, and it was changed to Soul Blade. And then the next game was Soul Calibur, so I don't even know if you were born yet when Soul Edge came out.
I doubt it.
CG of its time is interesting, though.
Yeah, my favorite Soul Calibur was 3.
Yeah, I was putting that on the stream that, I didn't play. It was the one game I didn't play, and I heard it was buggy as shit, people skating on their heads and stuff like that. I'm like, man, why am I going to get that? And I probably should have, because it had apparently a cool little travel fight thing like the first Soul Edge had. And it's back in 5 or 6, I should say, right now, which I'm very happy how they treat it in 6. The side stories and stuff, and even when you think you're done, there's more story to play around with. I enjoy it quite a bit. God, I love some of those first stages. This glowy stage was awesome. Oh, ye old 8-bit looking fucking pirate stage. The memories I have looking at this stuff.
Yeah, right now I'm just playing some, what's that called? Some,
Phantom stage.
Just short.
Do you have Soul Calibur 6?
No. I think my brother does.
You should try it out and dig through some story stuff. And then see what our old ass stages looked like when you open up the gallery for Soul Blade. Oh man, it was, for its time though, it was artistically amazing.
Yeah.
For a 3D fighter. Because, you're like, I played the first Soul Calibur, and I'm like, yeah, there was a game before Soul Calibur, and some people don't even realize it. Because back in the day, there was no Blade Soul Calibur. There was only Soul Edge. And Soul Edge was 2 swords. And Cervantes got beat. One was in the ground, the other one flew at Taki. She blocks it if you do a certain thing, which they went with that as the canon. And she reforged that blade into one of her own blades. Meanwhile, our knight boy Siegfried was like, hey, look, free sword. Goes to grab it, knowing what it is, and it grabs him. The hand guard of it was like a 3 set of claws, and just closed around his hand, and he became Nightmare.
Well, my favorite one was 3 because there's a game called Calibur Sword in there. I was playing out all the time, and glitched the game where I was in it.
Yeah, there's glitches and bugs in that game. It's probably one of them.
I had a lot.
But yeah, if you like the adventure mode of that, I highly recommend getting a hold of 6 and just playing through the story a bit. I don't even play a whole bunch of online stuff. I'm not fantastic at the game, at least not currently, but each character has their own intricacies where even some moves will execute only if you do a ring out the one before, but you can look them all up. And as intricate as some of that stuff is, it's really not super hard to grasp. It's easy to pick up and play. I think it's easier to pick up and play than Tekken is. It feels more graspable and friendly. But there's so much fun to be had with it. That would be cool if Rock just straight up passed down the axe to the the kid he helped out. Make him a character. I guess you can make a custom character of that.
With the late, the guy jumped.
I guess he kind of did. Look at that. It was funny back in the day. He would win a match and like slam his weapon down, and then just go, ah! It's like he landed it on his foot or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thunk. Ah! Like Jim Carrey getting an arrow in the leg.
Oh,
There's a sight there for you. It's weird that the art mode would not have a way to zoom up on the art pieces when even Vita games would.
yeah. Let's do this. I gotta skateboard on my back.
Yeah, the actual Soul Calibur when it appeared in a small girl's hand who literally has a move that when she's lying on the ground she can have a temper tantrum. Lizard men.
Well,
Yoshimitsu.
oh, yeah, that's much more. Nice, got myself.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot in Tekken.
Well, one time I did that, I actually got.
Yeah, he can plunge that shit into him over and over.
I got stuck on
Yeah, it's kind of like when we play Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr, that long-ass name of a game. It has a whole bunch of bugs. Sometimes you get stuck and can't move. So the thing you do about that is let someone kill you, and then pick you up if you're playing co-op, and it usually fixes it that way.
yeah.
Or there's the allocation error where on screen you're somewhere else than where you're actually looking at yourself on the server, which is actually an old bug that killed one of the Unreal Championship games, the third one.
Wow.
Because that game would have been perfect if it ran better. But basically what happens is to the server, you're standing in a place where on your screen you're not, but to everyone else you are. So what happens is they can just shoot you while you stand there, and out of nowhere you'll be taking damage. Well, this thing will lock you in place, but you're moving, but all the enemies are ignoring you, and you can't hurt them because you're throwing stuff at them, but it's because you're not really there. That one you can fix by doing any kind of, like if your armor has a jump pack jumping ability, do that, or a great axe that zooms you forward to do a chop. A movement ability will seem to fix that and bring you, snap you back to where you really are, and then you can run yourself over where your friends are. I haven't seen that happen in a long time though, so I guess they're working on it. Huh. CG of the time. Gosh, I know you can just get all these pictures on the internet, but when do you look for them on the internet when it's memories like this? That's some really cool stages. I kind of wish they would add more stages to Soul Calibur 6.
Oh, yeah. See, I think there
That's
will be
nice. The what now?
Taki.
What about Tacky?
She's my favorite one.
Yeah. There's a guy on YouTube who does like music about things, and
Yeah.
one of his most blatant songs is Titties on a Ninja. He just repeats it over and over again.
That is, every time you use her,
Yep, she has excellent jiggle physics in a bodysuit, which works out great. Titties on a ninja. Titties on a ninja. Titties on a ninja. Titties on a ninja. Give a bitch a sword. 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 It's pretty much the whole song.
I got 301.
Oh, there she is when she went through Cervantes.
And check bottom sites. Yes. On the head. Oh shit.
Inferno. Gosh, I've not even done like the various established characters arcade mode in this game yet. I've been having just so much fun going through the story as a custom character. Here's a game that's much more, even further back before your time, fucking Golden Axe.
Oh.
I made a character from Golden Axe 3 who was like a Anthro-Panther guy because he got turned that way by the successor of Death Adder, because in the third one you weren't even going after Death Adder that time. So he's like, I'm going to go get the Golden Axe to go fix myself and keep it away from that guy. He gets the axe, walks it all the way back to the village. It seems to be the same, so I don't think he ever turned back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I made a character that's kind of still greatly like cat-like, but more towards human, with a hood and a face mask on to cover up, and basically played through the Soul Calibur 6 story thing as Chronos Lait with the Golden Axe. Which would make sense, because in the Soul Calibur universe, people get pulled through portals like as often as The Witcher, who's also showing up in the game via a portal.
Yeah. And I know our brother has it with Gerald.
Yeah, Geralt, or whatever his name is. It's funny too, because after playing like this, and he was here, and then I came back to the game, and of course you come across him in the one story that you do as a custom character. Then I play some fucking, I finally get back to some Monster Hunter. He's got a full campaign as he just falls out of the sky, like in a room, and sure enough it's the same old damn portals. He just falls through your video games, like this one cartoon character did through the USA channel cartoons back in the day, also before your time. There was this Beastmaster looking guy, and he would just show up in like the different USA funded cartoons that were on their channel. He showed up in Street Fighter. Chun-Li falls in love with him. Out of nowhere, he then shows up in Wing Commander. A guy dressed up like medieval, generic ass He-Man falls through Street Fighter and then Sci-Fi Wing Commander, and I think some other stuff, and it's hard to really explain why. I thought they were going to do like a promotional thing for him so he could get his own cartoon or something. Normally when you do weird shit like that, that's what it's for. Nothing ever happened with it. As far as I can tell, never got his own show. It was just weird. That's what it feels like what happens in Soul Calibur's universe.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Heihachi in his own time found a fragment of what he thought to be valuable, and it gleams. What does he do? He reaches out and grabs it like a dumbass. What happens? He winds up in like the 1500s. Great. So that's how he became like the Soul Calibur. What was it, 2? I think it was Soul Calibur 2. PlayStation 2 gets the Heihachi. GameCube got Link. And for some fucking reason, Xbox got motherfucking Spawn. So that was the thing. Spawn, of course, being the cool looking one.
Most people would just try to take over the locations. Yeah, it's down over in the water.
Yeah, the corrupted sword. Or soul edge grade. Men's saggy buns.
Yeah. Not funny. I'm getting that same bitch back.
Saggy bones won't win this day.
Buns.
Buns?
Yeah.
I said buns. Yeah, I said buns. Saggy buns.
I'm getting my kill back on 5%. We're playing Search and Destroy right now.
Oh. Titties on a picture. Titties on a picture.
Wow, second much.
Maybe they remember you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, oh.
Extreme nipples on all these shots.
They need to put me playing the ball. I don't understand why they're not playing the ball.
Maybe they're just doing it for points or something?
They just want to make it
Oh yeah, walked away with the thing. Through the soul edge and
these are fucking like that. Wow.
Raphael was generic as fuck back in the day. He had like no vampire thing or anything. He was just a Mr. Stabby little rapier guy.
Wow, he took out 5.
Some people live and breathe their games. There was a time when I was like that for Burnout 3.
Oh, yeah.
For a while, I was top 5 in the world on Xbox Live. For longer, I was top 10, but for a while, I was top 5.
Ooh. All defenders have
But yeah. As far as I can remember, the only video games I was able to go for basically 48 hours straight without sleep and keep playing, other than stopping for food and bathroom, was like Burnout games. Super engaging driving experience. I could probably... Actually, no. I have to add another one to that list in recent times. Because with my old-ass PlayStation 3 that I picked up well past its prime, I got started playing MotorStorm. I was like, wow, this is actually fantastic. So I collected all the MotorStorms. So one of those I played for, I think, 48 hours straight once.
I think I have one in the MotorStorm, but I can't remember which one it was.
It's a great franchise. There's a more simplistic one, the Arctic one, but that's because it was made for handheld, but it's still good. So you could actually say there's a MotorStorm for all 4 seasons. For spring, you might as well do the first MotorStorm, wade through the mud in the canyon area and whatnot. It's still cold, but kind of warm.
Buns get me again.
I don't know, they must be pro buns. Then you have you've got MotorStorm Pacific Rift, which is on an island, and a lot of it's jungle and shit. But they also have like fire, wind, and themed tracks to different categories, like running by more volcanoes or more jumps, and or more water areas, and that's where water could also cool down your engine for like abusing the boost.
Oh.
Because yeah, the great thing of that game is that you are allowed to boost all you want. There's a catch though, is that you still have to manage the heat. So there's some things later on where if you let off the gas and you're airborne, you can cool down more that way by not, running the engine.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, dip through water or mud and it'll cool it down. Different vehicles take mud and different tracks better than others. And they had everything: trucks, jeeps, bikes. It's just great. So yeah, all kinds of jungle stuff going on with the Pacific one. That's where they first got the aircraft carrier they travel things on to. Then come fall, you could play Apocalypse, which is basically like the Grimhold thing that you should be, experiencing during Halloween and scary shit, because there's a city that's basically falling apart from earthquakes, and mid-race, whole chunks of street will just settle below the rest of them, and the whole stage will morph while you're racing. And if it's not that, there's times where people are, the defense force actually doesn't want you there racing. So they'll shoot at you, literally with some bolts and missiles. And other times, while they're not present, or sometimes they're present as well, there's people who stayed in the city and refused to leave despite the disaster status. So they'll throw Molotov cocktails at you and set things on fire, and it can actually heat your engine up faster. So if you're boosting all that and not paying attention, you'll blow your engine that way. And when you blow your engine, you blow up your engine. You just explode. And it tends to fling you forward, so you can actually use it on the last lap. If you're close enough by the finish line, you can have some pretty spectacular finishes, and it's actually then a usable mechanic to jump forward faster.
Yeah. Fucking Soviet ones got me, man.
They seem to be on a mission.
You shot me against them. Shot me through the wall. I don't understand how we will shoot through the wall. Without this.
Well, they could be cheating unless there's some kind of special thing to it, which I have no idea if there is.
It's probably cheating.
Probably. It's another reason why I don't play those big PvP games like that. Ooh, they have a shot here of a shit ton of custom characters that are possible with Soul Calibur 3's engine. Underboob. Jiggly ninja boobs. With and without mask. Elvis Meyer. Poor Rock, he's never around anymore. The one with the panties?
Yeah.
Yeah, I own it. I didn't start it yet, but I own it. I don't have it installed. I could probably make room for it. Play it sometime. Because I definitely want to wind up playing that with someone else, so it keeps it interesting. It definitely looks like a game that's a little bit stiff in the controls and only so flexible, so probably to get the real most out of it, you gotta play it with a friend. Kind of like Phantasy Star Online 1. There's some people who say they really enjoy the offline, but the offline was okay for the story first time around, but then to play it some more offline, oh god. It was almost driving one to tears of boredom.
Wow.
But I loved it online. Online, when you got your friends going, you're just shooting shit, and or slashing it with blades. Got a lot of play out of, even if it's just the same set of levels over and over again. I didn't get to play as much of the version 2 that came out for it afterward, because at the time when I was a kid, I just didn't have the money to be putting forth for a subscription.
Yeah.
Eventually I made it free for a bit, but then I only played a little bit because I was busy with other stuff.
Mm.
Subscriptions for a game just doesn't make sense in this day and age.
Yeah.
If you want to make your money with an online game, just keep making more cool cosmetic shit. People will buy it. You'll be fine as long as your game's good.
Oh.
That's a cool pirate ship. That's another thing that bugs me about Soul Calibur 6, though, is you're blatantly on missions where you go out on the sea. And there's no fucking ship to fight on. There's ships next to the pier thing that's at a port, and I like that stage because it's also raining. Generally, your pirate ship stage is the one where things are wet, so they get nice and shiny, and your inner magpie can enjoy it. But you're not on the ship. I really miss like stuff like I think it was Soul Calibur 4, where the pirate ship would be like in a actual battle, and then it breaks, and when it breaks from getting, I guess, shot by cannons and splits apart, you're then fighting in the hold area. And I really like that and wish that would come back.
No.
I like interactive stages and stages that do different things.
Yeah, I know number 3. I can one meal and max level.
They had some really cool stages in 3.
I just gotta put 10 more, 8 more bombs.
But yeah, I'm hoping they add, like, I guess they kind of have to, because they're adding stages along with the characters they're releasing. Like the Hamaru from Samurai Showdown, yet another game before your time. They're doing his like famous like sea in the background with the gates kind of thing, and making it full 3D and elaborate and whatnot. So that's cool to see. I do wish there would be a pirate ship, though. It desperately could use it. It makes no sense to have no pirate ship that you fight on. It does, it bugs me. Oh god, damn Pierre. The guy who ruined Soul Calibur. That weird stabby guy with the blades in his wrists. Watch, he's gonna wind up being a DLC character for 6. The DLC character nobody wanted. Kind of like that recent Smash Brothers character they added for DLC.
Oh yeah. Why is no one helping?
Yeah, that's another problem with a lot of PvP stuff. People don't work together.
Yeah, they need to destroy the objective.
Huh.
I need to watch this whole thing. Wow, he just took out 2 people. 100 degrees. He just left the bomb on like 10 degrees. Maybe he just see that. And then the bomb. I'm gonna try to go on to bomb me.
Lizard Man. Reminds me of Conan. The snake people.
See, they're really going from the egg. To the egg. It goes to the egg. So I'm gonna try to go to B.
I wonder if I can do like a creeping lightning electric type effect with that purple look like from that one. Sword Cervantes had that one. Oh right, and this is around where Raphael was turning vampire to make his character more interesting.
Wow, killing Max is at 3 kills. Let's see your fall. One back. So don't plant the bomb or there's nobody in there. God damn. What about killing this? The game is called Search and Destroy Birds. Well, destroy it again. But we lost this one because nobody wants to take it.
That stage.
Take the shotgun at least. Especially at distance and shit.
Take a shot at that.
Wow, they made it that we can't hit the objective.
A lot of cool stages throughout SoCal.
Wow, they seriously said the videos on. Wow, we lost 2 rounds. They win 1 more rounds. Goddamn move, dude. I'm more for just. We got 42 on. We need to spend 50 people.
Lizard Man had wings for no good fucking reason.
I have to purchase on this mission. Hopefully we can also get it.
Really don't like how they lost so many characters in 5. Tacky went missing to be replaced by this annoying female equivalent of Naruto.
Somebody shot me from behind. Wow.
Was it the Buns again?
No, he's not in this game again.
Missionary Buns.
Dude, better just eliminate it and take out the damn objectives. And damn bomb objectives. We lost 58 now. 58 PM. What's a full shit? I don't know.
least with the character creator in 5, you could bring Tacky back that way. So this guy again.
Watching somebody who's prompts me that
Yeah, I've seen a few of them, and it can work out well with the fact that some clothes are breakaway and whatnot. It's kind of like way back in the day with SNK and Art of Fighting. They had a moment where they had a character posing as trying to be a guy so he could get a job as a bouncer and name themselves King. But then if you finish him with a super move, the top part of the shirt rips open and boobs and a bra are flinging out. You can kind of get stuff like that here. I do miss that broken ship stage, I really do.
Sniper Soul, really?
Need more stuff like pirate ship stages.
they're both, everybody's in that nice little feminine should be normally very feminine.
Astral Chaos. Should be kinder to yourself and play a better game. That's what I'd say. It's really cool how people can shift. They're super mode, they're soul charged. It's a lot of the mechanics. There's actually mechanics in this game that borrow from Bloody Roar. Big clunky roar. I like that one. Grab that. The all-important Cervantes hat.
There's some very ignorant things. They running
Some art bits got removed from this Western release, I think.
since they're probably all different swap. And everybody in this song. Every time I got to a game, that's not good.
Throw a coin to your Witcher. Oh, there's images of 2B and DLC characters up in here. I wonder if that means they'll keep adding some.
I got one elimination to run.
Should throw a coin to their Witcher.
Wow. There's one guy still at the damn base. Not even moving. We're gonna lose the game because of that. So, of course, default skin. Let's fall full on one. Default. This is not like this.
Oh, I was thinking about how I was a bit thirsty before. Now I'm starting to think about how I'm a little hungry.
And of course, few people might eat most of the force. Most people stay in the matches, further matches,
This sucks for you. That's the one ending, but it's not even an end. Because you can keep going, man. And then there's only one cutscene, because reasons.
I mean, two people go to A.
How's it say only 650 out of 759? Some,
Two people go to A.
some,
Try to squeeze it in.
something somewhere still locked. Yes. How? What do I need? Oh, I know. I probably have to play through the characters things, and that's what unlocks it, I guess. So I don't see
I'm
shit.
fucking firing, man. You guys are firing. Wow. This is 3 and 1. We can have fun now. This is not serious. They just left that around.
What do I need to do for this?
I got 1 kill. So that's 8 people.
It's only 42. Oh, here it is. Yeah, if you ever wanted to learn more about the Soul Calibur universe, there's a lot of stuff you can read up on this for a timeline.
Yeah.
On some stuff to unlock.
I gotta get level 350 by the end of the 20.
That's what this says. The memories of those who came before. Use soul points to unlock 10 entries in the museum. That's also ultra rare for some reason.
On the next couple days,
I'll be building the museum, so yeah. Just like 350 seconds. That's gonna be crucial.
The Legend of the Nightmare, the Azure Knight.
We'll play it on YouTube.
I don't know these games.
Oh god. Oh wait, is there what I
Oh,
missed?
now they put us on the other side.
Guess I gotta beat the game.
Oh, fuck, I didn't know what to do. Dude, I want to take a shit. Is it the wrong one? Oh, shit. Let's do anything out first. I have TV, so somebody sign it just needs to be.
Oh, these are a little more expensive. I'm just going through some museum stuff. I found some things to unlock, and some of them were more expensive than others. I like that even before in the old Soul Calibur games and whatnot, they would have a thing where you could read up on and they would explain the stages and what they're related to. Shishiho.
Really? I fucking...
Things written for everything.
Wow. Team sucks. America, man. We all, you know, we're all small.
Let's see if I can look up how to place music for stages again.
I play it with
Yeah, it bugs me that so many games don't even have a local chat anymore.
yeah.
Like Gundam Battle Operation 2, no voice chat, and then, so if you're not communicating with someone you know, then you're kind of just shit out of luck. And,
Yeah.
on top of that, people like myself were talking about the problems with the game before matches, which you could even only say until people were grouped up in enough number to actually be in a room. And if someone didn't ready up rather than starting the mission, it would kick everybody out of the room, and no one could talk to each other, and even in text, until someone comes along to complete the number, and it cycles up another room, and another countdown begins.
Yeah.
And then they took that away. They took the text chatting away because people like me were making complaints about the game to other people that were also agreeing with it. And they took even more chat away from people who were actually playing the game. But yeah, Gundam Battle Operation 2 is pure shit. I tried so hard to like it, but even when I'm winning, it's just not a very good game. I did have some fun with it though. It was pretty decent with my GPO2 and my Pale Rider machines, but my Heavy Arm Zaku for the fun of it, but the game is definitely not great. I think I'll have more fun with the next Gundam Versus.
Yeah, whatever the defender says.
Here we go. Okay. God, these are more expensive. I don't think I'm going to finish them out. I'll have to do another play session. Play session to get more of these done, I think. But then again, I'm not mathing too great right now. I'm tired. Okay, let's get them done. I can read them all right now, though. don't know.
I had 2 people send me. Why can't people just fucking stop teaming up with me? And then
That's how war works.
yeah. They can go fucking get that day. Listen, I wish. I know you don't have that reason.
Even this is saying just 21 out of 25. I guess I gotta play the other story arcade bits.
Dude, we lost. We're sitting there fucking dancing up on the fucking couch. No more race per day. Prevent that and we can play tomorrow.
Oh gosh. I think I unlocked all that I can for now. Alright, I think I'm gonna wrap up. I've been streaming this for 2 hours, which is probably about an hour and a half longer than I intended to.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, no one's gonna watch it. I get it. But anyways, yeah. I think I'm gonna call it, have myself a drink, maybe get a quick snack, but probably most likely just a drink and crash into the pillow. Actually, before I do that,
Most people just fucking we lost because we got off. Unfortunately.
blank. I think it's supposed to be link hole. Cat face samurai. I dig it. Looks like Grumpy Cat almost. Oh, yeah, I do have a drink here. I might put more ice in it.
deal with fucking killing enemies. They'll take over. You can go exterminate all of
You gonna play Phantasy Star Online too when that's available?
them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what all of it's launching on right now. Right now it's being beta tested on Xbox.
Loot box.
Yeah, shouldn't take much to really run it on par because the game's actually rather old. It's just only finally coming over, but I guess Xbox wasn't something that it was on before. And optimization's a thing.
Oh, the fucking boxes. Wow.
Galactic Ranger. Almost read that as Galactic Ginger. Hmm. See that double nose rings, but much. I think one's good. Kind of dig this. Add it to the collection. Why not? Let's see if one's added in. Yep, mine just got cycled out. Time to add it back. One more round for the Amazon. That's another thing. I haven't seen a lot of jungle stages in video games lately. Need some. It goes. Go in the other direction this time. Because it thinks he wants to watch the peepers. Whoops. I done did a thing that I done want to do. Come on, I'm trying to hold this controller away with one hand. I can cycle while I drink with the other. I was not doing a good job of it. Not at all. Yeah. That's in Japanese, but I can tell that that's Wesker. Not the best Wesker I've seen, but yeah. Let's make some asshole and an asshole slickback haircut from the 80s Top Gun Iceman and Put sunglasses with some glowy red eyes. Boom, you got Wesker.
Oh, that's it.
This bitch is wearing a newspaper. His reason. Wait, okay. What did you do on her crotch? Whatever. That looks kind of cool. Yep. You fixed it. At least you fixed your microphone. Not the best hit girl I've ever seen. Spider-Man. That's my bombs. Deku. So I made a character of a name I've not heard in a while. Steve Austin.
Yeah. Respawn. End of match. Crowd crew.
Some Japanese new carrier. That's good. I have to use that armor piece with that armor chest with the bird on it. I could probably use that for some Warhammer 40k looking shit. Need to make a character that's got those Space Marine vibes. I think I already know the parts I'm going to use to make like a Sister of Battle from Warhammer 40k in this. That operation thing that I did? Oh, you might like it. I tried really hard to like it, but I might go back to it someday and play it a little bit more. But as it is, I tried jumping to another clan before I left to try and play with like a group that maybe played more often, and they didn't really communicate too much either. And when they were playing and communicating, it was just against each other, and they didn't have enough to make like full rounds, so they would come after me and kick me around a whole lot. Especially, it's just not fun. Some days I have had fun with it, but even when I'm winning, much of the time, even when you're winning and you're really still frustrated with the game and how it feels, it's usually a sign that the game's really not for you, or even good for that matter. Because yeah, it's not like I lost all the time, but you definitely get losing streaks, but you can net that in anything. But there's just not much real fun in the mechanics of it that make it fun. I mean, I know it's a shooter and stuff like that, and it does have some mechanics, but it had a paper, rock, scissors thing where you were stronger against certain suits, and certain suits were stronger against you, like in a 3 category thing. Like they broke it down into being like a Korean mobile game almost. And there were just suits that wouldn't have things that they were really supposed to have that made them what they were. They would nerf like side weapons for certain things, yet those mechs still have their score value cost as being more expensive because they're more threatening. But then by the time they nerfed those side weapons, that the fact that they had them on them was the reason for the score, they were just meh. And it's stagger all day, every day. If you have a suit that doesn't have a way to like stagger things while being on its own, you probably have a bad suit, even when it's supposed to be a good suit. Balancing's a mess in that game.
I feel like I could just get the rest of the time that
From what I was hearing, from what people think, or word on the grapevine is that a lot of the Gundam games kind of get made by interns.
How did this guy come?
Weird.
How is this guy? How did this guy
Guess it's open for late joins.
Yeah, I did not want to do that.
Old JoJo. Okay. It's Froppy. I love these random Sonic the Hedgehogs people try to make in Soul Calibur. Oh, not being super amazeballs tonight. There's some nights where people just start whipping out some really good custom characters, but so far this night's not it. That looks like V-Mills with a unicorn horn and wing. I don't know if you're into like Sonic the Hedgehog and shit like that. I like some of the old stuff, but V-Mills is a guy who does like music for people's videos and stuff, and he does a lot of custom projects, and he did a hard as fucking nails metal cover of Knuckles' song with Wooly, who used to be part of the whole Best Friends YouTube channel until Matt McMuscles and Pat didn't get along anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So Wooly's in the video too, and Wooly lent his voice. People are asking him, it's like, yo, Wooly, is this the start of your rap career? And I'm like, as weak as the fucking rap game is in the studios these days, he could probably come in and clean up. Because rap, for the longest time, a lot of it's garbage. I mean, back in the day in its prime, I wasn't even super into it, but there's some stuff I can respect. Like Public Enemy and even the fun goofiness that is stuff like MC Hammer and like Humpty Dance. But the stuff these days, a lot of the times they just sound like they're fucking mumbling over a CB radio to the same loop stupid horse shit. It's like, what the fuck? How do you people make a career out of this?
Now she could just Google it.
It's all like candy shop. Candy shop. I swear that's the moment where rap all became garbage. Or where it all began. It's when that whole candy shop song came out.
Oh, it's not
You know what? I should have read the name on that one. Anastasia. It's not bad. No idea if it's...
Oh,
Weeping woman.
Relax.
This looks like a Mega Man carries. They'll probably have to sell you a solution for it. Sell you a solution that they made a problem for in the first place. Oh, God, what is this? Rapist. Oh boy. Oh, that's cool. I really gotta make a malfested character. I love the way that their eyes glow. Where the ding that's go, Apple Man. Really? Your tomfoolery has paid off. Wow, yeah, I'm starting to get super tired. Greg. This guy again. I see this Japanese Joker character keeps showing up. I keep thinking, oh, maybe it's the movie Joker. And I'm like, nope, it's not DC Joker. It's this dude with red gloves. Armor that could smash your feet. Ooh, yeah, I'm about to fucking go down. I can feel it coming over me. Septic cowboy. Wow, this was taking a while. Oh, I fought this guy before. I think I briefly fell asleep. Marth.
Wow, it's literally changing.
Ooh. Ooh, that's a very good spawn. I might grab that. That's actually a very good spawn. Sunma 20. You should be proud of yourself. That's a very good spawn. It looks like a straight up Todd McFarlane toy. One more head. One more. Let's for him again. Different outfit apparently. I'm gonna go grab that spawn character that someone made, and then I think I'm gonna call it. I'm tired. Oh, yep. I had one of those moments where sound completely stopped for me, and then I came back to, yeah, I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah.
You have those moments where you're just kind of sitting there laid back and you're doing something, then you kind of drift, and then
Yeah.
you notice the sound just cut out and then came back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had one of those. That's a sign it's sleepy time. Well, I guess I've unlocked everything. Well, everything that's available to me now until I do the other story bits, I think. The arcade mode, separate characters, stories. But for now, it's done. Boom. Alright. I'll catch you later.
Yep.
Adios, muchachos.